Hi everybody, hope you're well. I'm joining you from another very special place, which I'll share with you in a second, just to see the sight of it, because it really does blow you away. And today I wanted to talk about mental dialogue. So it's that voice in your head that just carries on and on and on, especially when you become aware of it. And it's the mental dialogue that goes on. It just never stops. And I wonder if you have come to realize how much you speak to yourself. And the problem is, for a lot of us, we're too close to be objective. So you do need some sort of distance, but in order to create that distance, you need to become aware of it. You need to be conscious that you have got this mental dialogue and this voice going on in your mind all the time. Because when you become conscious and aware of it, that's when you're able to manage it a bit better. So, and it happens all the time, right? Whether you're awake, you're falling asleep, whether you're by yourself or whether you're with others, it's constantly happening. So examples that, just take some really basic examples. Just remember the last time you went grocery shopping and how much you may have talked to yourself about what you need. You may have even wrote a list, and then you're driving to or walking to the grocery shop and you're still going through your list, and then you get in and, do you get a trolley, do you get a basket, and then you're walking around and you're doing your shopping and, should I get this? It's not on my list. Do I really need this? It is on my list. And it just goes on and on. Other examples of, if you need to make a phone call and you need to speak to somebody, how many times you may create that dialogue in your mind about, who you should call, how long it's been, they never call you, should I call them? What other examples are there? For example, when you can't fall asleep, a lot of us have, we struggle with insomnia. Just imagine the talk that's going on as you're fighting your sleep, when you can, maybe get up or read a book or keep yourself busy until you really need to fall asleep, or, stuck in traffic, for example. The dialogue that's going on when you're stuck in traffic, the amount you're correcting other people's driving, or where people are in different lanes, or why the lights are not changing, or where you need to get to, or how important it is what you need to do. If you just think about it and take that moment, that dialogue will just, it literally doesn't stop. And because you're in constant dialogue, it's always like disturbing you and distracts you. And if you were to observe somebody verbalizing that internal dialogue, you would probably create some distance from them and think that's really, really weird. It's very strange. But we do it all the time, and whether it's positive or whether it's negative, it really doesn't matter. The fact is that we're all constantly with this, this incessant talk. The first time I, realized this a couple of years ago, after it was brought to my attention, I became more observant of talking to myself all the time. And nobody ever hears it, right? That's the crazy thing. It's just a voice. It's a voice inside your head. So just noticing it will be a breakthrough for many of you. And no one else will ever hear what you're saying to yourself. And in most cases, what's happening is it's energy that needs to be released. And you're basically, what you're doing is you're narrating the external world. What you're seeing and what you're experiencing, you're narrating to yourself, and it's creating that sense of security and makes you feel a little bit more comfortable. So what you see is what you say. And what's of paramount importance here is what you say. So it's becoming conscious of that negative talk. It's becoming conscious of the negative self-talk towards yourself or towards others. And what will be a huge breakthrough for many of you, it was for me, is to identify the difference between your experiential world, the external, and the mental world. There's two very different dialogues going on in there, because what you're observing is what you're narrating to yourself, and it's not always true. So what's going on in your inner world of communication would be a question to ask yourself. Take that moment, just think about it. take a few moments just to sort of think, okay, what am I, and catch yourself doing it. And what you'll do is you'll find that you could actually influence the external world by just being observant of your inner world. And you can actually manipulate it by being conscious of what you're saying to yourself and what you're saying about others, whether they be people or the environment that you're in. So question what really matters to you, and drop in a comment, if you've had time to be conscious of this, and how have you found it, or have you not even realized this? But you will come to know that how much you talk to yourself, it never stops. I mean, it literally is incessant. Just think about the next time, when you're having a shower the next time, you're not going to have a silent shower in your mind, because you're constantly saying things to yourself. Whether you're driving, like the examples I gave before, when you're with friends or family, just be conscious of it. You don't need to tell anybody about it, but just be conscious of it. So I'm just going to share with you before I end the video where I am. We're in Chefchaouen in Morocco, and this is a beautiful mosque that is high up in the mountains. Used to be a church, and I'll just bring it around here. Behind me you'll see the famous blue city of Chefchaouen. If you haven't been here, I highly recommend it. Just the coach journey is enough to tell your grandkids about. Anyway, see you on the next video. Take care.